What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Dragalia Lost video here with Fort Misery Gaming. And today, guys, we are going to be going over, for one, more spoils and pretty much most of the full details of the event we have dropping, I believe, either on Sunday morning or possibly Monday morning for this. But for our new Halloween spooky event that we are going to have dropping, which is pretty cool. But we actually want to talk about some news and some more great things of Nintendo and cygames, definitely listening to the players' input of how to improve the game. And I know a lot of concerns a lot of players have been having, and here's one thing already on their news section, and this is in the game as well. You guys can pull this up in your news. Concerning multiplayer feedback, we would like to thank everyone who's been playing Dragalia Lost. Since the game's release, we have received a lot of player feedback concerning multiplayer. In particular, many players have found they have run out of gather wings very quickly. We are currently investigating how to balance this for future events. As a thank you to those who have enjoyed the event, Loyalty Requiem, we would like to offer the following items to anyone who started playing by October 11th, 2300 PSD. I think that's just what, yesterday, I believe? And you must collect it by the 18th, but it's 30 blessed Ethon Ashes, which is, every one of those is 6 wings. So that's crazy good, because that equals out to being 180 wings you guys are going to get. So I was still sitting on, I believe, like 5 or 4 of them. So I believe I had 35 before I started today. So that is crazy. So that is a lot of co-op materials you guys are going to get to use. So I think the only other thing, the major thing, I think is how they can improve co-op is really to basically severely limit in the co-op rates of, like, what's the minimum might you have to be to enter rooms. I think that'll speed up the process. And then also a kick button. So if, like, one person who's a really good partner joins, but another person joins that's really underpowered, if they're not going to, like, make a cap, then they need to make a kick button. But anyway, we're not going to spend too much time going on that. Let's go ahead and go into the upcoming event. So here we go. So the rate up units for this, here we go. So this basically tells us everything that's going to be on the, it looks like everything that's going to be on the banner. So, like, Ellison is going to be on the banner, Witch's Kitchen is going to be on the banner, Trick or Treat is going to be on the banner, Althemium, Silky, and Edward. So interesting that we are not going to get apparently a free unit. It looks like even Edward, the 3-star, is going to be on this banner. So yeah, you guys can see here, it was mystery kind of yesterday. We didn't know if all these units were going to be summonable or if some of them were going to be in-game. So it looks like all of them, all the characters, non-worn print units, are going to be summonable. And then, where is it? Does it say here? So it says here, the Witch's Kitchen, Trick or Treats, and I think those are the only 2 worm prints that are summonable. So Trick or Treats and Witch's Kitchen, okay. So Pumpkin Pal is going to be free. Silk Lens a Hand, it looks like that is going to be free as well. So Witch's Kitchen, Trick or Treats, and then Plunder Pals, you guys see here, yeah. So Pumpkin Pal, Plunder Pals, and Silky Lens a Hand, it looks like all of those are going to be free. And then the 2 5-stars, naturally. But we are getting, apparently, Plunder Pals is a 5-star that we are going to be getting for free. That is going to be a game reward exchange event. So that's pretty cool. But let's hop into and look at these units and let's see what they all do in detail. So we will start with Edward here. So he is going to have a max stats of, looks like 401, and then strength of 278. Okay, so max mana circle. So max at level 80, he is going to have, or is that with 5-star max? So if you 5-star him and max him to 80, he's going to have 401 HP, he's going to have 278 strength, and then if you max mana circle him, he's going to have 670, 465, which I highly recommend you not do. But he deals 3 hits of 238% light damage to all enemies ahead. Has a might of 100, deals, and then his second ability is going to be deals 1 hit of 711% light damage to surrounding enemies and restores the user's HP by 3% of damage inflicted, might of 100. So that is pretty cool. That he as well does have a restore ability. Like I said, I probably would not invest too highly in him. If you pull one of the other units, I definitely probably wouldn't even consider, you know, working on him until like several months down the road. If you have no one else to really work on, you're just have all your units maxed out. But and then he has increases strength by 1%, benefits your whole team. And then at level 5, it's increased by 5%. So you guys see here, even at max, that ability is just very lackluster because he is a 3-star, naturally. And then increased strength by 10% when HP is full. Okay. And then his level, so his max on curse res reduces the susceptibility of curses by 50%. And then reduces susceptibility of curses by 25%. So basically, if you have both of these abilities, because it looks like they're 2 separate abilities, you have a 75% chance, so a very good chance to not get cursed, which that is cool, because cursing, if I remember correctly, that does basically make it so you can't use any abilities, any skills, or transform into a dragon. So, and then you guys can go through the mana circle here if you guys want, but I'm not going to spend the time in the video to do that. So, that is Edward. So let's now go into, wait, no? Oh, it's making me do that. Alright, cool. Alright. I didn't want to go back that far, bro. Alright, there we go. Alright, so Althemia is a 4-star summonable unit, a healing unit, 470 HP at level 80, and then 270, and that's 4-star minimum max. Okay, so that's if you 5-star her, 470, and then 270, and then max mana circle, 786, 452. Then we have Sweet Treat, restores HP of all allies by 72, recovering potency. And then if you go to level 3, it's going to restore HP to all allies by 108, recovery potency. I think that's just showing me, yeah, okay. I don't need to click on that, my bad. So restores all HP by 108 to all allies at level 3, and then 72 at level 1. So that's not bad. That's a pretty cool recovery potency. And obviously, you're going to get more abilities, you know, as you rank up her co-abilities. So, and then her other ability is Bitter Trick. Deals 1 hit of 555% light damage to surrounding enemies and restores users' HP by 5% of damage inflicted. So that is only to her, but it does go up to 8% and 617% power. And it is an AoE, so you probably are going to get a good chance to heal her. Probably by, like, full, I would say, because 8% of 617%, if you are hitting a lot of units, you're probably going to heal up quite a bit. And then if you have recovery, her co-ability is recovery potency. So if you have her at level 5, it's going to increase everything by 14%. So 14% of 72 at level 1, and then 14% of 108. So that's, you know, probably over 20 on this, and then obviously, if you get to 14%, then that's going to be, you know, 24%, or 22% rather, on Bitter Trick. So that's quite a bit. So I would say if you max both of those, you're probably going to full heal on her ability. I would say, and then she fills 50% of her skill gauge at the start of the battle. So that's cool. It's going to depend how the raid goes. I would say this is really good for Onslaught, probably, because you already have your heal ready to go when things get dicey. So when you're facing a lot of mobs, that can be really good. When you basically could have both of these heals ready to go, and especially Bitter Trick being able to take out a lot of enemies early on, that could be a lifesaver, being able to have your stuff saved up like that. And then Poison Resist goes up to 100% if you max her if you get her to level 2. And then full HP strength, it looks like that only has a level 1, and that is increased strength by 10% when HP is full. So only a total of 4 abilities total. So, you know, obviously is not... I think she's worth investing in, especially, you know, if you pull in this banner. I would say... I don't know if she would be better than Amen. Amen is my only other really good light unit I personally have, so if I do pull this unit, I think I would probably more go for her, just because... the built-in heal, I think, is really nice. I believe Amen is more like kind of an attack boost support unit. But really awesome unit. Really really excited to try to pull for her, even if I don't get the 5-star. So we'll have to see, though. Alright, can we go back? Thank you, sir. Alright, and then we have Elisane. So Elisane is going to be at 475 at level 80, 289. So very high HP. And then 823 with max mana circles and 483 on max mana circles. Really, really good. She is a support unit. So let's look at her her level 1. So I want to see exactly how this works. I would assume that once you do the first ability, you then go on to the second ability, and then once you do the second ability, you go on to the third ability. But we'll have to see for sure when someone pulls this unit and they can actually test her to verify. But let's look at level 3. She deals 8 hits of 115% light damage to enemies directly ahead and activates skill shift if the attack connects. And then we have phase 2 deals 8 hits of 115% light damage and increases the entire team's strength by 10% for 15 seconds. So I love that ability. That is a built-in buff plus 115% attack. You know, and I'm pretty sure that's what skill shift means, is like you move on to the next skill, and then it looks like phase 2 doesn't have to have a requirement of the attacks connecting to go into phase 3. And then phase 3 is deals 8 hits of 115% light damage and adds health restoration with 108 recovery potency. Skill shift ends when you connect again during phase 3. So I would assume you can only do phase 3 twice, is how that reads, and then you go back to the phase 1. But the thing to note here is it is 8 hits of 115%. So that is a crazy amount of damage, because you're looking at 8 times 115. That is, I believe that's what 800, and then 8 times 5 is. It's almost 9. That's almost 850,000 or 850%. 850% of attack stat that you're using. And when you look at like some of the other units where like 640 on the 4 stars, massive difference obviously between the 5-star and 4-star. So definitely, you know, note that. And then her second skill is deal 10 hits of 75% light damage to enemies directly ahead and fills the user's skill gauge by 350 SP at the attack connects. That's awesome. I love that utility. That is really, really good. So you're looking at 750% of light damage to enemies ahead. And since it has that little symbol, you know, if you guys have any units like Xanfried with the little 3-pronged sword symbol, it's basically going to do like rapid fire little hits towards the enemy. So that's really cool. Both of the attacks match up pretty well, and the fact that this then can feed into the other one to then keep looping, and because with her you want to spam attacks, so her second ability really helps that. So you could lead off with her first ability, go into her second ability, and then lead into the first, and then, you know, kind of keep going back and forth. So she's going to be also a really good time special unit, to where you can basically avoid attacks by triggering your special as you're getting targeted by certain enemies. So I feel this unit is going to be crazy good for Onslaught. Having heal built in, having pump built in, you know, she's definitely a really, really good unit. Really, really solid. To my knowledge, she is going to stay in the general pull, so even if you guys don't pull her on this banner, you know, don't be so hurt about it. You guys will probably have other opportunities. So, and then we have at level 5, she's going to increase your overall HP by 15%. That is really good. I can't remember if that is better than Xanfried's HP ability, or if it's the same. I'd have to look that up. And then we have skill damage, increases skill damage up to 30% when it's max. And then she has 100% to resist curse, which makes sense. I assume curse is going to be the big status element for this event. And then, I've never seen this before, Gauge Accelerator. So at level 2, it is going to speed the rate of mode gauge decreases by 35%. Huh. What does that actually mean? Maybe it'll tell us here. It doesn't really tell us here. Okay. Rate at which mode decreases by 35%. Is that with... Maybe that's with Dragon. Okay, that could be with a dragon. It could be like the rate in which your cooldown happens, like you reduce cooldown, or make, you know, increase your cooldown, or however you want to say it, to where you stay in dragon form longer. That may be it. If you guys know for sure on that, definitely drop that in the comment section down below. I'd appreciate it, because I don't want to give out the misinformation. That's why on certain things, if it's worded, I just don't know, because either I haven't used them or I haven't heard about it. So Gauge Accelerator, if you guys know that, definitely drop it in the comment section. Much appreciated, guys. So, oh wow, we're like 14 minutes. All right. So, so in a nutshell, do I think it's worth it pulling this banner? I do think it is. I wouldn't, like, if you are tapped out on Word Might, maybe do like 1 or 2 summons, see if you get lucky. But You know, if you spend some money on the game, things like that, and you are, you know, figuring to summon on every banner, then you guys can do that. I don't really need to go into the dragon, because the dragon, it looks like a pumpkin prank. If the user is attuned to light, increases strength and HP by 15%. Level 2, it goes up to 20%. So 20% is meaning if it's max unbound. So, you know, we have a lot of units like this already. And then the skill is the user's... Oh, no. Here we go. Alright, deals light damage, strike enemies, and reduces their strength by 10% and 15% without fail. So it's a debuffer. It's a cool unit. If you don't have a better... if you only have, like, the starter light dragon, if you haven't pulled a 4-star light dragon, then if you pull this unit, then I would throw it on there. But, you know, if you have the 5-star light dragon, I can't remember... Or, Janine D'Arc, then definitely run her over this for sure. So, just because of Janine's stat increase is going to be way better. Alright, so now we have Pumpkin Pale. So this is going to be the 3-star one. Curse Res, reduces stability of curses up to 20% when it's maxed, and then increases your intake of Snack-O-Lanterns by 50%. It goes up to 76 HP and 20 strength. Then we have another free-to-play one, Silky Lens of Hand. It is going to increase the rate of that you get, you know, the Snack-O-Lanterns by 50%. It is an increase attack skill damage by 15%. That is pretty cool. And then increase Snack-O-Lanterns intake for clearing quests, and then the blind resist as well, up to 25%. So not too bad. And let's go over the last one, Plunder Pals. Increases skill damage by 25%. That is pretty cool. Snack-O-Lanterns increased by 50%, and then increases... Is it both? Oh, cool. So this one actually, so the only added effect you get for battle is going to be the 25% skill damage, but this actually gives you 100%. That's pretty cool. And it's, you know, that's going to be farmable. So basically, if you get enough of these maxed out, you basically are going to, if you can get both, you know, at least one of these maxed out, you're going to get 100% more Snack-O-Lanterns. That's pretty cool. All right, so of Trick and Treats. Increases skill gauge by 25%. Shadow resist reduced shadow damage by 8% if you max it, which it's summonable, so you probably aren't going to max it. But, you know, you'll get reduced of shadow damage by 5%. That's just a generally good worm print for dark dungeons, so that's a really good ability. And then increases, obviously, 100%. So, I would say this is pretty good, because even if you only pull one copy, you're getting 20% more skill damage, and you're reducing damage by 5%. Obviously, it is not a universal worm print that you're going to leave on all the time, something like Valiant Crown or anything like that, or Giving Wound for healers. This is going to be something definitely to a specific type dungeon, but it is still a cool card. And then here we go. So this is, I think this is like the main one, is Witch's Kitchen. So full HP. When attack is full, if you have one copy of it, it's going to deal 30% more for skill damage, and then 35% more for level 2. And then you're going to have reduced blindness up to 25% if it's maxed, and then obviously mostly people are going to have the 20%. And then straight up, you're going to get 50% more, and then 100% more if it's at level 2. So, you know, I would still definitely run this if you pull the one copy on whatever your best unit is probably run this copy, and then... obviously, you guys don't. Plunder Pals is still a really good replacement, because you're still getting, you know, skill damage by 25%, which is only 5% less than this, but then you are guaranteed, because you're going to be able to max unbind it, you're getting guaranteed to get up to 100% more on your intake for the materials. So that's really cool. I actually really like that overall. So now let's go into... let's see, can we go into the... Yeah, let's go into the facilities. Does it actually let me go here? Yeah, it does. Cool. Alright, so here actually is going to show you what you're going to get for endeavors. So you're going to get all this Wormite. So you have to, basically, if we run down, participate in the event, defeat all this. So if you upgrade Sweet Retreat to level 30, the max reward for upgrading the retreats, it looks like you're going to get 50, 50, 50, and then 100. So that's going to give you a whole of 250. If you collect up to 5,000, you're going to get a Pumpkin Squasher. I don't know what that is, actually. I don't think they've told us what that is. But you're going to be able to get a lot of Wormites from all this. Looks like 30 times clearing the boss battle is the max reward. And then clear Clearing the extra stage is going to be 10 times. Candy Artisan, don't know what that is either. Completely clear a challenge battle. I believe the challenge battle should be the special stage, so the first time you clear it, just like the raid event, you're going to get Twinkling Sand. And then it looks like 70 waves of challenge battles. Here is going to net you 100 Wormites, and then completely clear a challenge battle under 1 minute is going to be a Halloween Hero, which the Ifits. Okay, so the Ifits are just the titles, which don't do anything besides, you know, they just tell people that you're really good at the game. So that's about it. Let's see here. Facility event. Nope, that's where we just were. Let's see, can we find... I think these are the facilities, right? Yeah. I wanted to see if the spreadsheet... Okay. And this is the Sweet Retreat. So this is all the things that it's going to be require for you guys to basically... It's going to go all the way up to 66,000 rubies, and then require 7,816 Snack-a-lanters is what it looks like, is what the cap out's going to be. And then you are going to get a total of 8.5% HP, 7% strength, and 150 flat damage is look like what it's going to be. So, yeah. Oh, no, total, I'm sorry. So, total, I apologize on that. Total is going to cost 66,600 rubies, and then 8,000 and then 7,816 Snack-a-lanters. So the last one's only going to cost you 5,000 rubies and 1,000 Snack-a-lanters. So actually, to get this leveled up is not very expensive on rubies. That's actually very generous. That's definitely not too bad as far as that goes. So let's see. Do we have... We don't. It doesn't look like Dragon's Worm Prince Materials event. Yeah, the event, all it shows is the Trick or Treasure Facility event. I wanted to see if it actually... Yeah, I wanted to see if it actually had the spreadsheet. So let me go into... let me see if I can find that real fast. It's not coming up. Alright, so... That's unfortunate, because I thought I had it on... saved on my... Yeah, I don't have it. But, yeah, I don't know why they didn't put the... They had a spreadsheet that showed the whole event. But it's not here now. I don't understand why. Yeah, that's really weird. And it looks like the banner is going to drop on October 17th. What is the date on that? That is going to be... It looks like... Okay, so we're not going to have it until... Let's see here. So Wednesday, it looks like this event is going to drop. And I believe our raid ends on Saturday night. So we're actually going to have about 3 to 4 days of regular farming, which I'm totally down for, of non-event farming to try to catch up on resources. But yeah, it doesn't look like... Yeah, it doesn't look like they have it. That's unfortunate that I can't find it that easily. That's really, really annoying, actually. Yeah. Okay, well then... We're just going to skip that part, but basically, guys, from what I read on what I saw on another YouTuber's video, basically you're going to have all these different quests to do, obviously just like similar to the raid, and then there is going to be, I believe it was on this special stage in the, like the equivalent to like an expert stage. I'm pretty sure it said the gather wing count was going to be 0. So if that's true, then that means the game is taking a good step into not having to make us use gather wings on every single event, and maybe use gather wings more on things like Onslaught or Dragon Trials, things like that, as opposed to having to use gather wings on every single level of difficulty on the event. I hope that's 100% true. Like I said, don't quote me on it. It may only be the special stage that you don't have to use gather wings, but it looked like from the spreadsheet I did see that it was going to be like that. So I just don't want to keep on looking for it while on video, so I'm just going to end the video there, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the event. Let me know what you guys think of the units overall, and how you guys think they stack up to some of the other 5-star and 4-star units, and what you guys think of the Worm Prince. I definitely think it's a big improvement on the Worm Prince, especially compared to what we had with the Paladin Defender from the last event. So thank you guys so much for checking out the channel today. Leave a like down below. Comment down below what you guys think. Subscribe, as always, if you guys are new, and I really appreciate the continued support you guys have been showing for this game, and I love covering it for you guys. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys in the next Dragalia Lost video. Later, guys.